What's up YouTube, Galladite 74 here, bringing you this week's Mega of the Week. I haven't brought you guys a video in a while, and I deeply apologize for that. I've been busy with school, personal things, and just things in general, life in general. Kind of what I said in my update video, it's already happening a little more than I wanted to, but regardless, this week's Mega Evolution of the Week is going to be Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross personally is not one of my favorite Megas. I do like regular Heracross a lot. Mega Heracross is still cool. It gets pretty thick when it Mega evolves, and it's got that horn, but regardless, Mega Heracross is a really cool Pokemon. It's very different than regular Heracross, which I'd like to see with Megas. This is Heracross Knight's channel, his mascot, so shout out to him. What else is there to say about Heracross? Not much else to say. I know it's male and female differences. In regular Heracross, it's got the horn and it's got a heart with it, and it's a female. But I don't know why I put that in there. But we're gonna get right into this video. First we're gonna start off with the typing. Both Heracross and Mega Heracross are both bug fighting typing, being weak to flying, fire, psychic, berry, being 4 times weak to flying, so that kind of sucks. It has no immunities and it's resistant to fighting, ground, bug, grass, and dark. Now, excuse me. Besides the flying weakness, Heracross can probably take some hits, but just the flying weakness is a really big part of Heracross and kind of hinders it a lot. It can switch in earthquakes a lot with the ground, not immunity, but resistance. Resist itself, which is pretty nice, and some dark types here and there. You don't see them. You start to see them here and there, and you can switch into that. Not much else to say about its typing. It's everything else is neutral on it. So yeah, that's kind of it about its typing. Heracross's base stats, regular Heracross, its best stat is 125 attack, and everything else is pretty good. 95 special defense, 85 speed is kind of average, and 75 defense. But the thing about that makes Heracross, why I like Heracross a lot, is its abilities. I don't want to get into its abilities too much in this type of video. Regular Heracross is Swarm, Guts, and Moxie. Guts is just a great ability, and Moxie as well can boost that 125 attack. So it can be 125. It can be even more than that. So that's why regular Heracross is pretty good. But its base stats overall just kind of average. But when it Mega Evolves, its attack. Just look at that, 185 attack it has. Let that soak in. It gains 60 in attack, 40 in defense, and 10 in special defense, and it loses 10 in speed, which is kind of unfortunate because now, with the way I run Mega Heracross, it's bulky because, that defense with 115 defense and 105 special defense, nothing to laugh at. I mean, besides flying type, of course. This thing can really take a hit. 75 speed isn't too fast, so that's why I decided not to invest in speed. But that 185 attack, definitely not something to laugh at. It's just so high of an attack. Like, I don't know what Nintendo was thinking, Game Freak, whatever, about making Mega Heracross just that attack. But that's basically kind of it for Mega Heracross and its stats. It is Mega Heracross. Its item is the Heracronite, which is its Mega Stone, and its ability is Skill Link. That's a very unique ability because regular Heracross and Mega Heracross are completely different because of that. Skill Link has nothing to do with regular Heracross, and Guts and Moxie, for the most part, have nothing to do with Mega Heracross. So, Skill Link's a very interesting ability, and surprisingly, Mega Heracross actually has some moves to utilize it. I run Bullet Seed, Protect, Close Combat, and Pin Missile. Rock Blast, I actually prefer Rock Blast over Bullet Seed, but just like past Megas I've had, I couldn't get the Egg move since Rock Blast is an Egg move. I was unable to obtain it, so it's whatever, really. I run 252 HP and attack EVs, mainly for bulk. I didn't want to choose a side to be more invested in, so I decided just to go in HP for both. Attack, it's really not necessarily since considering 185 attack is a lot. And I ran defensive nature, not Impish, but careful. I ran a careful nature to get a little more of that special defense in the end. Other moves it can get for the Skill Link are Arm Thrust and Rock Blast, main two. So I decided not to run Arm Thrust because Close Combat in the end does actually more damage. I believe it's 15 times 5, which is 75. Arm Thrust is a 75 base power move, and Close Combat, it's 120. So I don't mind losing the defenses after a while. Like if I'm about to go down, I'm slower than most Pokemon, so I can just Close Combat and get the most damage out of it. It gets Mega Horn if you don't want to use the Skill Link. Without Skill Link, it's still pretty good. Like Mega Horn, it gets setup moves like Bulk Up and Swords Dance. Bulk Up's probably better considering 185 attack is good enough already. Night Slash and Knockoff are also moves it gets. because of dark coverage. Knockoff's a really good move. If you want to go really bulky, you can also run like Iron Defense and stuff like that. It gets a whole bunch of moves in its arsenal: Shadow Claw, Stone Edge, and even Earthquake as well. So that's pretty good to note about Mega Heracross. Any other moves it really gets are just kind of there. Focus Punch if you want to beat that person. But that's the moves that I like to run. In the battles later, you'll see that Rock Blast would probably be a little more useful. But yeah, it is the single horn Pokemon, and it was introduced in the 2nd generation Johto Pokemon. I mentioned earlier is the only bug and fighting type, which just makes it pretty unique. Its other abilities are Swarm and Guts and Moxie, like I mentioned earlier as well. Its Mega has the 2nd highest attack in the game. Believe it or not, there actually is a Pokemon with higher attack. Only one, and that's Mega Mewtwo X, but that's Mewtwo X. So I like to consider Heracross usable and competitive. Besides Uber, the best attacking with the best attack. It is in the OU Smogon tier as of the making of this video. It was recently bumped up from BL to OU, and it is somewhat of a counterpart to Pinsir. I don't 100% see it that way, but I know it can be a counterpart to Pinsir. It's just it has a bunch of similarities to it. They both have megas. Their typings kind of contradict each other. Pinsir does have the slightly better edge on Heracross, but yeah. So we're now gonna get into our first battle. I've had to restart this like 5 times now, so I'm getting a little frustrated. So apologize for that a little bit. And plus, I am still a little bit sick, so if I cough or anything, that's just what it is. And I also have company over, so you might hear some background noise now. But anyway, they're gonna start with the Aegis Slash. I'm gonna start with X-Cloud. I decided to go for Fire Blast first turn. I was Specs, I believe, on this set. I could have been Scarf. I think I was Specs. I get burned, which is lucky, but since they go for the Swords Dance, it actually cancels out. But since I burned, it's chip damage. Chip damage is better than no damage, actually. And they have a Citrus Berry, so they're gonna get up a little bit more health. See, there's the cough right there. On the team, I had X-Cloud, Mega Heracross, and this last Pokemon, which I'm sending in now, which is Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is only weak to grass, and X-Cloud is only weak to fighting, both in which Mega Heracross resists. So it was really good kind of core around. Rotom being very bulky, X-Cloud's pretty bulky himself, and Heracross as well being, all 3 of my mons are pretty bulky. So here I decided to set up a substitute, and now they're going to go for the stance change, and then they're going to go for the Gyro Ball, but since it's quad resisted with both water and electric, my substitute actually won't even break. Even with a +2 Aegis Slash, it's still not breaking. So here on this next turn, they go for the Shadow Sneak, which will break my substitute since it's neutral. I decided to go for a damaging move this turn, with being in Thunderbolt. This Rotom actually does not have Volt Switch. It's got Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Sub. So yeah, Aegis Slash goes down. Mega Heracross can't really do much to Aegis Slash unless he carries one of the Dark type moves I recommended earlier, being Knock Off or Night Slash. It can't even hit it really. Bullet Speed, Rock Blast, maybe Earthquake. Earthquake can kind of do some damage as well. So here, Weavile goes for the knockoff on our Rotom. I see that as Life Orb. I stayed in and went to go burn it. Heracross does really good against Weavile. I just didn't want to switch into any potential Ice type moves, or even a knockoff wouldn't really be nice either. So here they're gonna go for the Pursuit, which is okay, and they take out my Rotom. This Rotom also had a Citrus Berry, as you saw. It got knocked off. So a little bit more Life Orb damage and burn damage. This would be a pretty good time to send in Heracross now, so I decided to send in Heracross now. The only thing I was really scared about was flinches from Icicle Crash, which it probably would have. If it doesn't have Icicle Crash, it would have Ice Punch or Ice Shard. One of those 3 moves Weavile generally carries. So here I did end up going for the Icicle Crash. Damage it wasn't really going to be too much, considering I have some HP investment and it's burned. Still some decent damage, a little more Life Orb damage. Don't flinch, and then Pin Missile connects. 1 Pin Missile. It was a critical hit, to be fair, but it wasn't. It would have hit all 5 times, and 2 at most would have done the job. Yeah, would have done the job. Words, what are they? So this last Pokemon here is a Charizard. Now, like I said earlier, Rock Blast would be great on this set. However, it's Mega Charizard Y, and just regular Charizard in general is faster than this thing. And Mega Charizard Y has almost 160 special attack, which is absolutely insane. And Fire Blast is a really high power move, so yeah, Heracross is not living this, even with a careful nature. Down goes Mega Heracross. I wouldn't have got a chance to use Rock Blast anyway, so in the end it doesn't really matter. My last Pokemon is an X-Plow, and this is problematic. I go for the Boom Burst, so actually I am Scarf. What am I talking about? I am Scarf. I forget what moveset I am. It does half, and Charizard's going to use Fire Blast. That is one powerful Fire Blast, and down goes X-Cloud. So that was our first battle. In the end, Rock Blast did not matter, but if I had it, it's still a nice move to have. You know what I mean? That was the first battle done. We're going to get into our second battle now. This second battle was the same team, same everything. Coincidentally, this team also had Fire Flying, which was Talonflame. They ended up sending Breloom out first. I sent out X-Cloud because I remember on the team preview, I knew I knew Breloom was coming, and I didn't want Rotom or Heracross going to sleep. So I decided to just do as much damage as I can. Ice Beam barely doesn't kill. I'm not sure if Boom Burst would have done more. It might. I think Boom Burst probably would have been a better bet. But they actually go for Spore, and I go to sleep here. And they go for the Mach Punch. I completely forgot about Mach Punch actually, and that absolutely annihilates X-Cloud, to be honest. Breloom's really strong attack. It's just everything else about it kind of sucks. So now Heracross comes in. I know I'm going to be faster than this thing. I can just easily revenge kill it. So here I'm going to Mega Evolve and just finish it off. I needed to save Rotom for that Talonflame because Gale Wings, Brave Bird annihilates Heracross. Heracross's main counter is the Talonflame and Flying types. Talonflame, the biggest Flying type threat. But they actually go for the Mach Punch, get some damage off, not doing too much, and one pin missile will do the job against Breloom. So down goes Breloom, and I'm fully expecting the Talonflame to come out here now because I was expecting that in the first place. So Talonflame does come out. Heracross can't take Brave Bird for anything, so I decided to switch out here into Rotom. Rotom takes Flying and Fire type moves very well. There's nothing that Talonflame can really do to Rotom. Once it got like Hidden Power Rock, that'd be like some crazy set. Or Swords Dance would probably be kind of threatening as well. So they go for the Brave Bird. Their recoil damage is a little bit much, and they also have Life Orb, so they're kind of stacking up on each other. They actually switch out. I did not know who their last Pokemon was until right now, which was the Rotom, actually. I decided to go for Thunderbolt because I knew Hydro Pump would probably miss, and there's some damage. They go for the Will-O-Wisp Sphere, which is fine with me because I actually went for the Will-O-Wisp Sphere as well, which was pretty funny, actually. Just went to burn each other. I didn't think they would go back in the Talonflame. So yeah, sorry, there was a car outside. I thought it was coming to my house again. So now we're both burned. It both doesn't really matter. We just kind of want to get chip damage on each other. So here, I decided to keep Rotom for later against the Talonflame and send out the Heracross here. And now Rotom, it has Thunderbolt. It's gonna hit me. Excuse me. And I got critted. They're gonna take a little more chip damage. They also have a Citrus Berry, which is pretty funny because I also have a Citrus Berry. So we have very, very similar Rotom sets. Now here I decided to go for the Protect, scout out what they're gonna do. I was pretty sure they're going for the Will-O-Wisp, but in which they do. I can get a little more chip damage off. The main thing was maybe to get some chip damage before I get burned. Now this is pretty impressive here. Alright, so Heracross gets burned, right? They could have finished me off with like a Hydro Pump or something like that, but they don't. I'm carrying Bullet Seed. Remember that. So Bullet Seed is super effective on Rotom. And since I have Skill Link, this is going to hit all 5 times. So that is number 3, number 4, and number 5. Yeah, Rotom, he burned Mega Heracross, is still at half health, knocked out a Rosh Rotom, which is very bulky in defense, too, which is, I find very impressive. I don't know why, I don't know if you guys do, but I found it very impressive. Now Talonflame comes out. I'm fine just to sack off Heracross now, because Heracross did a job in getting rid of that Rotom very well, and the Breloom. And down goes Heracross, so that's fine. Heracross isn't really meant to sweep unless you put speed investments in it, but I don't, so you can run it in speed investments as well if you want to. I'm just not the person to do it, since it gains the bulk in Mega for a reason, in my opinion. So I send out Rotom here. They can go for Brave Bird. Unless they crit me, I'm basically going to win here. So there's the Brave Bird damage. I knocked down to red. However, I do have the Citrus Berry still, and that's going to activate. They take some Life Orb and recoil damage. And then I'm just going to finish them off with either a Thunderbolt or Hydro Pump. I actually forget what I went for here. I went for the Thunderbolt here, not to be risky. So that is GG to both of my opponents. And that's how I basically use Mega Heracross. You can run Speedy, you can run I run Bulky. And that's kind of it.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, leave a like, follow me on Twitter, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.